In this part of our video series on gaining muscle, we're going to talk specifically about what you're going to need to do in the gym in order to produce results. So your workouts. First of all, let's talk exercise selection. We're going to keep this simple. We need to do compound moves. Those are the moves that stimulate the most muscle fibers and work the most muscles. Single joint moves are great, but they need to be done after your compound moves. So, always favor your presses, rows, pull downs, squats, deadlifts, big moves in front of your smaller moves, like a bicep curl or a side raise or something like a chest fly, which is not going to produce anywhere near the results that, say, a dumbbell chest press would. So always favor compound moves prior to single joint moves and work big to small. A movement like that chest fly is going to come later in your workout after you've done the bigger moves. The second thing is going to be your routine split. This is determined by many factors. You need to look at how many days you have available to you to train in a week. So if you could only hit the gym 3 days a week, but you chose to do a 4-day split, you would end up working each muscle group maybe once every 10 days, which would not be appropriate and would probably produce less results than any other scenario. So the second thing we need to look at is your time training. Are you a beginner or have you been in the gym for a while? Most beginners need to start on a total body routine. That would surprise many of you and be contrary to what you would read in any muscle mag, muscle and fitness, anything like that. But think about this. If you're just starting exercise, how many chest exercises did you do last week? 0. So how many do you think you need to do to produce results? Probably 1. Why do 4? We're going to kind of hold that back, and as we build up and progress to 2 chest exercises, 3 chest exercises, 4 chest exercises, your body's going to respond to that and produce results. So if you jump from point A to Z, you've missed a lot of results in the middle. So total body, from there we're likely going to a 2-day split, a total body push or a total body pull, something like that. From there, likely progressing into a 3-day split, possibly even a 4. But if you're starting out or in the first couple of years of your exercise, you probably need something like a 2 to 3 day split and not a full-blown bodybuilder type of split. So keep it simple. Don't pay attention to the bodybuilding magazines or what the bodybuilders might tell you. You don't need a whole chest day if you're just getting started in the gym. This is only going to lead to you being very sore and plateauing much more quickly than you would have had you followed a systematic or progressive type of approach. The next is your variables. We get a lot of questions in the gym about the variables in the protocol, which would be, say, your reps, sets, rest intervals, and, say, your tempo. Most of the time, for muscle gain, we're going to be somewhere in the range of 8 to 12 repetitions. That also depends on the amount of time that you've spent training. Somebody that's been training for a few years is going to respond better to a lower rep protocol than somebody just starting out. So if you're just starting out, let's keep it closer to the 12, possibly even as high as 15 if you're really just getting started. Second would be the sets. We always want to do a warm-up set, and let's not count that as one of your working sets. So the average in the gym, and nothing necessarily special about it, is going to be 3 sets per exercise. So do a warm-up on your first moves, your big moves, and then 3 working sets at a heavy weight. And on that first set, you need to be ready to jump up to the weight you're going to be working at for those sets. Tempo, each rep probably needs to take about 4 seconds. So if we turn a rep into a very quick or explosive type of movement, we are relying on the muscle's plyometric type of ability. It begins to turn into like a rubber band. And we're not going to end up getting the changes that we want and the muscle size that we want if we're moving too quickly. So there's 3 phases of the lift. Say if it's a chest press, I've got the concentric, isometric at either end is the pause, at the top or the bottom, the eccentric, or the lowering or deceleration. The eccentric is really where you produce your results. A lot of people just think it's the push or the hard part, and then drop it, get on to the next one. go nice and slow on this eccentric portion. This is where you produce results. So maybe just use the 4-second rule. Think each rep needs to take 4 seconds. Rest intervals, somewhere 90 to 120 seconds. You may want to take a watch in the gym or a stopwatch, just a time so that you've got some consistency and you kind of know where you're at. The next thing is going to be your form and range of motion.